Hey, glad to have you back. Jesse here again with Maxon. And last time we set up a camera in Cinema 4D Lite, and now we want to get to the really fun part, which is animating it. My favorite part. So far we've went over just about the entire interface in Cinema 4D except one very important section. So by now you've probably noticed the timeline, right? It looks and acts the same as in After Effects, so you can scrub through it, you can add keyframes, you can explore the F-curves, and more. So by default, the timeline is set to 90 frames, which if you notice in After Effects, our comp and Cinema 4D layer ends at about 3 seconds, which is 90 frames. So to extend the length of our timeline here and also in After Effects, what we want to do is go to this 90 here, and let's just go ahead and make that 150. Hit enter, and you'll notice we can go ahead and click this and drag our timeline out. So now we have 150 frames of awesome space to animate with. And I'm going to go ahead and save this, jump back into After Effects, and I think you just saw that extend here. So let's go ahead and change our comp settings from 90 to 150. Zoom out, and boom. Now we have 150 frames in After Effects to match our Cinema 4D Lite composition. So let's go ahead and open up Cinema 4D Lite again and look at some keyframes here. So notice my camera is still active, so anything I do is going to get recorded here on my camera. When I say recorded, I don't mean by actual keyframes. I just mean that whatever, if I move it down here, that's going to be what my camera is now. So there's a series of red circles down here, and you probably guessed that this is where we do our keyframing maybe. So you guessed right. And the first red circle with a key in it, this is how you set your keyframe. So After Effects uses the diamond, which is extremely similar. So let's go to frame 0, and you can go to start here. Just goes to the start, goes to the end. You can also go back by a couple frames. On 0, let's go ahead and record an active object. So that's just going to set a keyframe. And notice we just set a keyframe on the camera. So if I go down to, say, the lip, notice that keyframe isn't there because we didn't set a keyframe for this. We set a keyframe for the camera. And when I see keyframe, I mean this little blue keyframe there. That indicates that we have officially recorded our first endpoint to our animation. So again, with the camera selected, I'm going to go to the end now, which is 150 frames. And let's just maybe rotate around this way. And I can hit another keyframe there. So now, again, like in After Effects, it's going to auto key everything in between. So if I go to start and hit this green little play button, it's that easy. We're animating now in 3D, just like that. We can scrub through it, see it play back in real time. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to just set the auto keyframe, which in After Effects is the stopwatch. So, we can set our endpoint, right? Let's go ahead and delete this just by selecting the keyframe and hitting delete. And go ahead and hit this auto keying, which is the red button with the rotating arrows in it. So now, if we say rotate over here, you're going to notice a keyframe drops right into place. And that means it's just dropping a keyframe whenever we make a move somewhere. And then if we hit play, it's going to do the same thing. It just, certain situations you want to auto key, certain situations you want to manually insert keyframes when they're getting more when you're getting more complex animations. Okay, again, so to show the power and the relationship between Cinema 4D Lite and the new After Effects Cineware, with this really simple and horrible animation, I'm going to go ahead and save, jump back into After Effects CC, and we'll continue to use the software renderer. And if I kind of scrub through here, yep, our animation has been recorded, and it's that easy. I mean, the integration between these two programs are so seamless. I mean, let's go to Final View, toggle the transparency, and again, we can start, compositing in a background behind it. And as you can see, hopefully you're excited because the next step is to track some footage into this. Okay, and that will just about do it. This was another quick and hopefully effective guide to animating a camera in Cinema 4D using keyframes, getting familiar with the timeline in Cinema 4D, seeing everything come together, and update back in After Effects for incredible seamless integration. We only have one last tutorial in this series, which I mentioned. We're going to actually composite footage into the 3D scene using Cineware and After Effects, so you definitely want to join us for that one where we finish everything up. Thanks, and see you then.